Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Start with the name of Allah, who is the most beneficent and the most merciful. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. How are you all? Hope you will be fit and fine. This is your botany teacher, Safiya Ablo, from Hira Public Higher Secondary School, Sakkar, back with another video lecture. Well, students, in this video, we are going to learn homeostasis in plants and then osmoregulation in plants. Students, recall your memory. In our previous lecture, we have discussed homeostasis. But now, here in this video, we'll discuss these conditions just in plants. So, back to homeostasis in plants. Any self-regulatory process by which a biological or mechanical system maintains stability while adjusting to changing environment is called homeostasis. Okay? Homeostatic regulation in plants is much simpler than in animals. Homeostatic regulations of plants requires for maintaining an adequate uptake of water and nutrients from soil into leaves, and for controlling stomatal opening so that water loss is minimized and carbon dioxide is maximized. Now, let's take a look. There are three aspects of homeostasis. These are not new for you. We have discussed surfacely in our last lecture. But now, here in this video, we'll discuss these aspects in plants in detail. These are osmoregulation, excretion, and thermoregulation. Let's start to begin with osmoregulation. Osmoregulation is one of the important aspects of homeoregulation. It involves maintaining a balance between water and solute concentration of cell. Students, to understand osmoregulation in plants, you have to get these terms. And these terms must clear to you. The first term is hypertonic solution. A hypertonic solution is a particular type of solution that has a greater concentration of solutes on the outside of the cell when compared with the inside of a cell. Got it? Next one is hypotonic solution. A hypotonic solution is any solution that has less solutes and more water on the outside of the cell when compared with inside of the cell. Clear? Third one is isotonic solution. If the concentration of solutes outside the cell is equal to the concentration of solutes inside the cell is called isotonic solution. Now, plasmolysis. Contraction of the protoplast of a plant cell as a result of loss of water from cell. Okay? Deplasmolysis. Deplasmolysis refers to the entrance of water into a plasmolysed plant cell, causing the cell membrane to return to the cell wall. It is opposite process of plasmolysis. It is the recovery of the cell. Okay? So, if a plant cell is placed in hypotonic solution, and what is hypotonic solution? Solution having less cell solutes as compared to cell sap. The water moves from outside to inside the cell. This process of movement of water is called endosmosis. As a result of endosmosis, the cell swells or becomes turgid. This fully turgid cell, when continuously placed in hypotonic solution, it does not burst because the cell wall develops a tension causing an internal hydrostatic pressure. Okay? When plant cell is placed in hypertonic solution, more solutes than cell solution, the water moves from inside to outside the cell. As a result, the cell becomes flaccid. Under such condition, the cytoplasm with its plasma membrane shrinks from the cell wall. This condition is called plasmolysis. Clear? We have learned this term earlier. Now let's see different categories of plants. Depending upon the availability of water to flowering plants in their natural habitat, they are grouped into 4 categories: Mesophytes, Xerophytes, Hydrophytes, and Halophytes. Let's start to begin with Mesophytes. Mesophytes are terrestrial plants which are neither adapted to particularly dry nor particularly wet environment. These are land plants of temperate zone which grow in well-watered soil. They have broad, flat and green leaves. They have well-developed root system and shoot system. They can recoup water loss by transpiration through absorption water from the soil. For prevention of excessive transpiration, they have developed a waterproof external covering called cuticle. Most crops are mesophytes. Examples of mesophytes are corn, goldenrod, rosa, multiflora, oxydaisy, etc., etc. Let's move to hydrophytes. Hydrophytes plants are aquatic plants found in freshwater habitat, either partly or completely submerged. They do not have difficulty in obtaining water. The stems and leaves of hydrophytes generally lack cuticle because they do not have threat of water deficiency. They require special adaptation for living in water surface. The most common adaptation is presence of lightweight internal packing cells. Some familiar examples of hydrophytes are water lily and lotus, etc. Students, moving on to another category, that is halophytes. The plants that grow in salt marshes close to sea are termed as halophytes. They have to absorb water from soil having higher salt concentration and lower water potential. They face this situation by getting salts into their roots. As a result of this, the cells develops lower water potential, which attracts water by osmosis. They can also store excess salt in salt glands in the leaves. Examples of halophytes are glassworts, cordgrass, etc. Now, moving on to xerophytes. Xerophytes are the plants living in dry places such as deserts and steep hills. They have to face deficiency of water. They have developed different adaptations to conserve water and to survive during drought conditions. They develop deep vertical roots for better absorption of water from soil. They have also superficial horizontal roots for absorbing water before it evaporates from the soil. They store water in large parenchymatous cells. Such plants are termed as succulent plants. They have less number of stomata. They developed hairy epidermis, folded lamina. Lamina size is reduced and modified into spines. Leaves having foldings. Examples of xerophytes are acacia and banyan, etc. Students, this is all about today's lecture. Hope it is just clear to you. Now, see you soon. Take care and Allah Hafiz.